Happy people! Welcome back to another episode of 65 and Counting. I'm your host, Adam Frye, and I'm here to ask the important questions that you want answered by industry professionals. I'm a certified Medicare planner, and this show is for anyone and everyone who's coming up on that important milestone of 65 years old. That means retirement, it means Medicare eligibility, or it means that you're just plain interested in the world of retirement planning. On this show, you're going to hear from the people that know it best. And wow, here we are again, another very special episode of 65 and Counting this week. It's Advisor Spotlight time again. Today we're going to talk to American Retirement Advisors' own Senior Advisor and Nevada Director of Healthcare and Financial Planning, Marc Frye. Oh yeah, and he's also my dad. So he'll be on in just a few short minutes so we can all get to know him a little bit better. But first, let's talk about the show a little bit. I'm so happy about what the show is becoming. Early this year, before COVID and all the other craziness that 2020 had planned for us, I was still doing in-person workshops at libraries around Las Vegas. And before one of those workshops, I was sitting in the parking lot in my car and I was listening to a podcast. And I thought to myself, I want to do one, but what am I going to talk about? So I thought about all the people I talk to during the day when I'm answering the phone at American Retirement Advisors, and I thought about all the misinformation that's out there about Medicare and retirement. So I had the idea that I'd create a show where I talk about that. I brought up the idea with the team at American Retirement Advisors and they loved it. So we got started right away and began work on our first episode. After a while of talking and planning, we decided it was time to create something to help people get ready to navigate through the information overload of Medicare. So we quickly went from an audio-only talk show with a different guest every week to a new plan. We built a studio in our Las Vegas office and decided to bring you a variety of shows each week with something new every Monday. So you may have already noticed, but every week we're doing something different now. We're going to interview industry professionals and people like you. You'll see our monthly newsletter come to life. You'll see us turn the spotlight on different topics of retirement and Medicare planning in our educational spotlights. And like you heard last week, we'll dive deep into our monthly success story. We've also got some special event episodes planned for you, and I'll tell you about it soon. Very exciting. So we at 65 and Counting are so excited for the future, and we want to live up to our motto, retirement talk to educate and entertain. Before we get into our interview, it's time for another segment of Happy Clients. I can get on the show all day and talk about how great our advisors are. But I think what's really important is for you to hear from some people just like you who have used us in the past and see what they have to say. So I'm going to pass off to my lovely fiance and client care specialist for American Retirement Advisors, Kelsey Romeo, to read some reviews straight from our website.
Hi everyone, our first review is about our guest today, Senior Advisor Marc Frye. This one's from Sharon. Sharon says, Marc was so pleasant and patiently answered all my questions in an easy, understandable fashion. He went through the application process out loud, where I was able to follow him as he was processing it and was very knowledgeable on how to process the application. He shared personal events in his life which made me feel at ease and comfortable. Very friendly, personal, and professional. What an asset to your team. Wow, thank you, Sharon. Our next review is for David Schaefer from Matthew. Matthew says, the team, approach, and resources David and his team at American Retirement Advisors provide are without equal. David has been incredibly helpful sharing his expertise while listening thoughtfully to his clients. I have been fortunate to attend many of the seminars David and his team presented over the past 5 years, and I've learned something new and helpful to me in each one. I feel the knowledge and insight I gained combined with the advice from David and his team have helped me to be as well informed and prepared as possible for a successful retirement. Thanks, Matthew. Glad to hear you got the help and knowledge that you needed. This next one is for David Edge from Victoria. Victoria says, David was personable, professional, explained all my Plan G options, and answered all my questions without making me feel stupid and without demeaning me for asking. On that same call, he made arrangements for me to talk to a colleague so I could electronically submit an application to a new company. Instead of paying $29 per month more, he saved me $10 per month from my previous monthly charges. Thank you, David. Thanks, Victoria. Happy that David was able to help you save money. Our last review is for Tammy Semler from Stephen H. Stephen says, Tammy is knowledgeable, experienced, capable, professional, and helpful. I am confident in her ability to lead us through the process of getting our Medicare set up, which can be somewhat confusing. I appreciate that her first priority is connecting us with the program that is best for us. I have been very pleased working with her. Thanks, Stephen. And that's for this week. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Kelsey. Before we get into the interview, I just want to let everyone know that we've got a round of our informational online Medicare workshops going on right now. If you'd like to attend, visit www.123easymedicare.com or give our office a call at 602-281-3898, and we'd be more than happy to help sign you up for one of those workshops. Okay. Now it's time to get to our interview with a man who needs no introduction, Marc Frye. All right, and here he is, everyone. It's Marc Frye. He's my dad, and he's also our Las Vegas advisor. This is exciting because this is the first interview that we are doing in our new office and new studio. So, how you doing today?
I'm doing terrific.
All right. And I've got to ask, how is this quarantine treating you? I know we're kind of starting to step out of it. We're taking a few steps back, a few steps forward. But what steps have you been taking to stay healthy during all of this?
Well, I'm kind of doing the same thing I always did. I'm kind of a homebody, so I'm usually at home with Jackie, your mom, my wife, and on the weekends we're finally going out to eat. But through this whole thing, I do a lot of cooking, and so yeah, we're staying healthy. Everybody's good.
Good. And I'm sure everybody wants to hear what your life is like outside of American Retirement Advisors, outside of the office. What do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? Tell us about your family.
Well, outside of the office, as you well know, I do a lot of cooking. I'm also a photographer. That's what I went to college for in 1983. And that we did a lot of commercial work, fashion, small product. And lately I've been doing a lot of scenery. When folks come into the office for appointments, they'll see we just ordered a very large piece that I did. But yeah, those are the things I enjoy doing: cooking, photography. I work out and spending time with you guys. And you asked about the rest of the family. Your brother Joseph over in California, who just graduated from Woodbury University with a degree in filmmaking, and he's just waiting for the film industry to start up again.
He did have some work here, though. He set up this wonderful studio. He was hanging lights and messing with camera angles and making everybody look good.
Yeah, Joseph loves to do the lighting.
Right. And tell us a little bit more about your wife, my mom.
Well, Jackie, we've been together since 1983. And we actually met, I met your mom at the same time that David Schaefer, my partner down in Arizona, who started this firm, he met her at exactly the same time, the same night. David was my roommate in college. So she's a realtor here in Las Vegas. So anybody planning on moving, selling, or coming over from another state, she's your girl. She's terrific.
All right. And so we've already touched on it a little bit, but American Retirement Advisors, very family-oriented business. Almost all the guests I've had on the show so far have had some sort of coworker that is also family. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who works with you that's in your family?
Well, I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
And it is funny. There's so much nepotism in our firm. When you look at our American Retirement Advisor newsletter and you look at all the pictures and names, you'll see a lot of matching surnames because almost everybody's related to somebody or they're best friends with somebody and then they're related to somebody. But yeah, I'm very proud of my son, Adam, who is right there next to me. He has really been doing terrific, getting everything up and running for the new office move. And he's actually even taken it a step farther where he's got all kinds of extra insurance licenses that the rest of us don't have. So yeah, Adam, you've been doing terrific, very proud of you and very happy with what you do here. And sometimes you even think you're my boss. So that's kind of fun.
I'm your boss. Are there any other future family members that you also work with here?
Future family members, yes. Up at the front desk, you may have spoken with her on the phone, but you will meet my future daughter-in-law, Kelsey, and possibly my grand dog, Jedi, if he's in when you come in. But yes, we've got Kelsey. She's doing also terrific, and we love her.
All right. And let's start talking about insurance and let's kind of find out your history and how you got here. What were you doing before you started helping people with Medicare and retirement planning and all of that?
Well, it actually seems like I've been doing that forever. Went to college for commercial.
At least my whole life.
Yeah, went to college for commercial photography. Did that for 2 years. I owned a commercial photography studio in Florida for a couple of years, and then in 1987, I joined my dad in the insurance business. He owned an insurance agency a senior market insurance agency in St. Petersburg, Florida, named Senior American Insurance and Financial Services. So we did that until Jackie and I decided with our 2 boys that we would like to, and dog, that we would like to move to Las Vegas. So we moved to Las Vegas, and I was going to go ahead and clone what we had built in Florida, but instead I went to work for an insurance company because it was kind of turnkey, and I really didn't enjoy doing that. And then I quit. A week later, I got a call from a headhunter at the Hartford. The Hartford wanted me to run the state of Nevada for them. I thought that sounded pretty cool. Well, what does that entail? What that is I was working with all the banks and wirehouse brokerage firms to help them with their clients for estate planning, business planning, and retirement planning. So in one day, I might be with Merrill Lynch, then Morgan Stanley, then Wells Fargo Private Client Services, because they know how to buy and sell stocks and bonds, but they don't know how to do the advanced planning techniques. So that's what all those firms would call me in to help them with and help their clients with. So when we moved here 20 years ago, David Schaefer said, hey, I would like to do what you do. So I brought him in with me and I taught him how to work with the seniors and how to help folks get their Medicare and Medicare coverage, and then the financial planning techniques and retirement income planning. And then he went down to Arizona and opened American Retirement Advisors. I stayed here and I was working with the Hartford for 10 years. Then I went to Allstate Financial Services when Hartford decided they'd like for me to also take over California, and I did not want to do that much traveling. Allstate Financial Services gave me 16 Allstate offices to do the financial advisory work for. I did that for 5 years. And then David called me and said, hey, why don't you open an American Retirement Advisors in Las Vegas? So we talked a little bit. This is January of 2018. And I said, under one condition, I'm bringing my son Adam in the company with me. And he said, terrific. So we went ahead and opened, and we are doing so well now that we actually had to expand and move to a larger office so that we can better help our clientele. And everything's
by larger office, I mean it's a larger office. If people our Las Vegas clients will know if they walk into that office, it's a big room for you.
Oh yeah, you can probably see behind me, my office doubles also as the conference room. So my office is huge. Then we've got Adam has his office, Kelsey is in reception, and we have what Adam is sitting in now, our recording studio for the talk show. And we have our own kitchen and our own bathroom and our own everything, and it's very, very good. And our name is on the building now, and we didn't have that before. So we're very, very happy to be here.
So what would you say motivates you most to do what you do?
I'll tell you, I actually had some friends of mine that are in other aspects of the business, and they kind of feel like it's drudgery. And in this aspect of the business, where I actually started my career in '87 in this, helping seniors with Medicare and retirement income planning, I'll tell you, the most rewarding thing for me is when I sit down with a client, they're 64 years old, and they're just getting ready to retire or go on Medicare, and they're scared and they don't know what to do and they need some help, and they're not getting the right answers at Social Security, and they're talking to their friends and their relatives, and everybody's telling them something different. After spending about a half an hour with me, oh my God, thank you so much. This was so helpful. You made it so easy. And then I remind them that our company is 123 Easy Medicare. So they really like that. And then when they start getting into, I would really like to retire, I don't want to work anymore, I don't know if I can. Okay, well, if you would like to have a meeting and talk about retirement income planning, I can tell you if you can get there from where you are now. And we build them a financial plan. And we don't charge anything. We do that as a courtesy for our clients. And if you want us to implement the plan, we implement. If you don't want to implement the plan, we don't have to. But we'll show you what you need to do to be able to retire. And so, yeah, that's really what motivates me, is just helping clients and making them feel more at ease with what they have to work with, and let them know that everything's going to be okay.
Right. It's a great feeling. I've experienced it as well. And I think it's pretty much across the board. That's what all our advisors have said in the interview. A couple words are different, but pretty much everybody is motivated by the same thing. And that's helping others. That's helping our clients. What do you think is the most difficult or challenging thing about what you do? And then what do you do to deal with that challenge?
Challenging. I'd say one of the most challenging things is dealing with the misconceptions that folks have about the things that they think they know that they don't necessarily know, or they're getting bad information and I have to fix it, or folks that went somewhere else or tried to do it on their own and chose the wrong thing and now we have to fix it. Don't get me wrong, no problem fixing it. I'm happy to help, but that it can be a challenge. Also, the changes that Medicare continually makes, and then also it's a challenge every year during annual enrollment period, when you well know each of us has like 75 appointments a week.
Those are long days, days.
Just to make sure that our existing clients are taken care of, because the way we do it is unlike every other person that I know in this business. We actually help our clients continually. It's not a one and done. You don't pay us anything for the service. We just want to make sure our clients are always happy. So when you come in and work with us, every single year, we're going to ask you what medications you're taking, what doctors do you see, and every single year, our research team is going to make sure that you're still on the right plan for the following year, because plans change, drugs change, your doctors change. We just always want to make sure that you're always on the right plan. Believe it or not, not everybody does that. I had one of the insurance company people come over to my office. They all come over, they all want more business, and I tell them, we use an algorithm, whatever's best for the client, that's what they get. I don't push any insurance companies. And they say, well, I had one person came in last week. She said, hey, annual enrollment period is coming up. Would you like to do some marketing with us and we'll pay for your marketing? I said, I can't do it. And she's like, well, why not? Well, you probably want to put your logo there, right? Yeah, well, I can't have your logo on there. We're independent. we're a fiduciary for our clients. We can't do that. But we're going to pay for your marketing. Okay, you're going to pay for my marketing for what? Annual enrollment period? Yes. We don't do any.
Yeah.
Why? We're too busy. We're booked solid with our existing clients. You know what she says? Doing what? I said, we have to help our existing clients to make sure that they're on the right plan for next year.
Absolutely.
She says, nobody does that. You're losing business because you're not getting new clients. I don't care. I have to take care of my existing clients. I couldn't believe she says nobody does that. I said, go give the money to another insurance agent because we don't do that.
Right. Just doesn't seem right to me either. So what's the most rewarding thing about what you do?
Really, honestly, the rewarding thing is knowing that I have helped people all day long, every day, and they leave my office breathing a sigh of relief, and they're happy that they came in. That's the rewarding thing for me. I feel good every day when I go home because I know I've helped a lot of clients.
Right. And so you had this operation in Nevada, and we've already talked about it a little bit. But what's it like? Because I know that just like me, you've helped people in Arizona and you've helped people in Nevada in person and then across the country over the computer. But what are some differences you've noticed between Arizona and Nevada? You know, union clients, the gaming industry, things like that.
Sure. And you have to remember, I helped people for 13 years with this stuff in Florida first. And
Right.
then we did a bunch of Arizona and now 2.5, almost 3 years in Las Vegas, and still continuing all over the country. In Nevada, I'm getting to really learn the existing plans from the places that folks work. We work with a ton of MGM retirees. We work with a lot of Allegiant Airlines, Southwest Airlines, all the gaming. A lot of the big executives that are retiring from those places, and oh my God, police officers, Metro police officers.
We do have a lot of police.
I probably have 20 retired Metro officers because they're talking about me on their bulletin board. I found out, and they just keep coming in, and people keep referring me from Metro to Metro to Metro, and so. With all the gaming industry and everything, I'm really getting to understand what plans they have, what the retirement benefits are like when they want me to take their 401k plans and things like that and manage those portfolios. Because quite honestly, we're able to do it more safely than they can do it within their existing 401ks and hopefully come out with better outcomes, usually come out with better outcomes.
Right. And so just kind of, that's a good transition to say, so you write the financial tip every month in our American Retirement Advisor newsletter. So yep. What inspires you to write that article? Where do you get your ideas? And where do you get your ideas for those articles?
A lot of the ideas, I'd say two primary places. One, current events, obviously, and two, questions my clients ask. So when I'm sitting in a financial meeting with one of my clients and they come up with a really good question that I think is going to have broad interest, I'll do some additional research on what the answers to those questions are, and I'll base my articles around that. But yeah, a lot of current events lately, and if folks have been keeping up with my articles, they know we're trying to work with an issue that's never happened in the history of Earth. So it's very difficult for folks to figure out what to do. When should I buy? When should I sell? Should I be in the market? Should I not be in the market? So the way we position assets for our clients, not a lot of that really matters because we position our clients for safety. So our clients are really calling us saying, thank you. We were kind of concerned about the calls we might be getting after this pandemic hit and the stock market is going bananas. And they've all been very encouraging, thanking us and sending their friends over saying, thank you for what you did for me. I told my friend I didn't lose any money and they did, and they want to talk to you now. So it's been terrific in that realm.
Yep. And you've been my financial advisor for 28 years.
Yep.
And I have no complaints. Well, do you have anything else that you want our listeners to know or think about? just to kind of wrap everything up, is there anything I left out?
I don't think so. There's nothing that we left out. What we do here is what I've been doing for 32 years so far, from 1987. I don't think there's anybody in Vegas that's been doing this in senior market as long as I have. We've been rolling with the punches, changing with the tides. Everything that happens, we are fully abreast of. We all do our continuing education. We all do annual exams and courses with all the insurance companies. We are a true fiduciary for our clients. If it's not right for you, we're not doing it. And that's the biggest takeaway that I can give folks, is we are 100% fiduciary for you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Marc. I'm excited for everybody to see the interview, to learn a little bit more about you. And that's all we've got for now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to myself in the studio to wrap it up. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Terrific.
That's our show for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our show. Next week, we're going to shine the educational spotlight on Original Medicare. What is it? Where did it come from? And what do people do with it? Everyone, have a great week, and we'll see you again Monday.